Volume 3, Episode 3, The Crown. What do you mean, Astra? What do you mean, your crown? Still looking up. Uh, you do not remember it, Desmond? No, not particularly. 1 second. Oh, yeah, your crown. But it says here it is not on Earth. Hmm, that database of yours does not always know everything, it seems. So it is on Earth? He stares at her strangely as if to question if she is lying, though he knows she would never. Well, sort of. Here can get me to there. I can feel it at the top of the tree, as she thinks about the Nordic tree of life and how its tiers intertwine. What in the world does that mean? It is either here or it is not, Astraea. I guess when I think of the Earth, I include the realms connected to it. Never mind me explaining, the bottom line is, things that are a part of me I can always find, and I can feel it in this reality above us. Desmond looks anxious. I understand your need to have fun, but please do not do anything to jeopardize your task. Do not worry, I will be here to bring on another golden age when the time comes. She appears in what looks like a cave or dungeon. Where are we now? I have never seen this place. There is a break in his voice, for he is not often a fan of the unknown. Astra giggles. For someone so well read, you are out of the loop quite often. We are where I needed to go. Annoyed at not being answered. Oh, that is immensely helpful. You mentioned a tree. Are we at the top of some tree? She walks slowly, looking for the way ahead, trying to pay no mind to Desmond's frantic questions. Sure, you could say that. Why do I have a feeling it is much more complicated than that? This looks much more like a prison than any treetop I have ever seen, Astra. Seen a lot of trees, have ya? Like I said before, Desmond, I am connected to my crown. It was made with a piece of me. I can feel it here. So here is where we are. A flicker of light is seeable in the distance. By the way, is there any way for me to have my own thoughts while I'm here? You are a god, Astra. Simply say leave, and I will not return until you say my name. Why would you want me gone, though? What do you have planned? Do not worry that pretty little light of yours. Desmond always has a soft green aura around him that is able to be seen with the naked eye. It is supposed to change color with his mood, but for him that is rare as an omnium. Sometimes a goddess just needs some alone time, especially if I have to go to the restroom. A restroom? What is that, Astra? Now right in front of what seems to be an entrance. You can look it up yourself. Now leave, Desmond. Obeying her command because he has no choice, not because he wants to. As you wish, Astra. Just speak my name again, and I will return. She appears in an empty room. Now, where is that crown of mine? In the distance, someone calls out, Who's there? Astra yells from where she is, just me. Seeming frustrated at the obvious sidestep to their question, Who is me? Noticing their tone, she walks in the direction of the voice, soon realizing they are in some sort of cell, and they cannot check for themselves to see who she is. Stepping around the corner into the light, Astra gently waves hello and enters his cell. Astra has the universe in her hands in the regards to power, but her looks would not give you that impression at all. She looks like a galactic milk maiden, blonde hair like the sun with highlights like its rays, eyes somehow both dark blue and light blue like an eclipse in the night sky, soft features, like if you were to touch her skin it might feel as though you ran your hand against soapstone, with the only pigment being the freckles scattered about her body, and her body itself looks like a beautifully curved vase. The man wonders how she walked into his cell, but decides not to ask. Hello, miss. Unlike him, She is curious, like the cat who dies but then is brought back by satisfaction. Why are you locked in here? With a look that says he has zero plans of explaining himself, he strongly states, "A difference of opinions." Nodding her head along, "Oh, I can understand that." "You think you can understand gods?" While he thinks to himself there is no possible way. She walks closer to him with a gleam in her eye, knowing that his kind live for a long time but are not gods. "I was only saying I can understand disagreements. Sometimes I can hardly understand myself, let alone others." In his mind, he is trying to think of a way he can use her to escape. "I guess anyone can do that." "Absolutely, sir. You look starved. When was the last time you ate?" His eyes looking as though there was an empty tank sign just above them. "I have found no reason to eat, so I do not. I have no clue how long it's been." His flippant attitude makes it clear he wants it to appear that he needs no comfort. She steps into the dark behind the entrance to his cell so he cannot see her using her abilities, while telling him to wait a moment. Before he could say wait, she is back in front of him, arms filled with goodies, thinking maybe one of these wonderful things might appeal to him. Him seemingly unimpressed. "You think I will eat just because you brought me it?" Aster takes the opportunity of him telling her off to shove a bite of cake into his mouth. "I think it's possible you might be reasonable. Does it make sense to you that inflicting pain on yourself will hurt another? If you have lost someone or something, would this make them happy? Would you drink a snake's venom and expect it to effectively kill the snake?" Amazed that not only was the food tasty, but this lady had more sense, in this moment, than he did. Not that he would ever say so. So he just stares at her in silence. Content he had chosen to swallow, she thanks him for not spitting it out in her face. "This is particularly good, but I do not have a clue where you have gotten it. This is unlike anything I have ever had in the palace." Sitting down next to him, she lets more words slip out than she should. "That is because I got it from Earth, or the trunk of the tree, whatever you guys call it now." "How did you get here?" he asked inquisitively. "Best not to ask too many questions. I am not sure what all I could even truly answer." Knowing that answering questions like the man seemed to want to ask would lead to conversations Desmond would surely be upset at her having. Persistently he proceeds, "Why are you here?" "Pretty great at listening, huh? Maybe you can help though, so I will tell you. I am looking for a crown. I was told it was somewhere around here." "This is a castle, so it holds many crowns? Might you be a little more specific?" "The best way I could describe it is gold, with no diamonds or anything." "I see. No clue." He looked as though even if he did know, he would not be sharing that information. "Oh, well, that was helpful, thanks." "I do what I can. Also, crowns I see most often are just that of the families. If you have one here, it is most likely stored in the vault." "There is no if. It is here. But I guess I will not be finding it today," realizing that the reason she had not been able to pinpoint its exact location was because the security of the vault. "I have seen the vault before, and I know that unless you own a map or have a guide, it could take years to check every room. I was just hoping it might be laying around somewhere." With a laugh, he replies, "As all crowns are. You know, I could be your guide." "Sir, surely you do not find me to be so naive. It would be mighty irresponsible on my part, not knowing your situation, to help you escape." Astraea gets up to leave. I cannot spend too much time looking for something only semi-useful anyways. Useful? You are a strange lady. How could a crown truly be useful in any way outside of ruling a kingdom? More questions? Hope you are not expecting more answers. Anyhow, I must proceed with my personal treasure hunt. Treasure hunt? Looking like a pirate, eyeing a map. So many questions, so many complications in explaining, she replies. I see, seeming to realize he cannot trick her. Before going to walk out the door, she points over to the corner of the room. I left you some extra food over there. Please take care of yourself. Grabbing her hand as if to ask her to stay but speaking different words, he replies, I will consider it, but wait, please, miss, wait. What is it, sir? I really must be going. What is your name? For a moment they lock eyes, while still holding hands. She pulls her hand away, trying to think of a name to give him, and he realizes she is much stronger than she appears. Reaching the exit to his cell, she turns round and says, Signian.